What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. It is already March 2nd, 2022. Time is flying. And today I'm going to be telling you guys about my setup that I'm moving everything towards. So I was talking to a lot of my buddies, and I've also told you guys in some of the end of my videos that I'm going to be selling my place, and I'm moving all my stuff over to my dad's. Got a big garage, and he's got like a parts room and an office in the back of it, and he's got a room that he's not using. So I paid an electrician. I had 4 dedicated 30 amp 240 volt lines put in there. So we have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 120 volts or 120 amps at 240 volts. A lot of power available back there, way more than I'm currently using. I'm currently using two 30 amp lines and then two 20 amp 120 lines. So I'll be able to put everything in there and it'll be safe. And I'll actually have a little bit of room to grow. But I was talking and I want to change my setup a little bit and kind of make it really easy just to fit in there. Right now, some of it's like hanging, some of it's on rigs, like on like Veta frames. Some of them are just riserless boards. And the big thing I didn't want to do is like make any big modifications to the location. I did. He did agree that I am going to be able to cut a hole in the top and do a really really big exhaust fan. And then we're going to, because the top of where this parts room is just plywood. So we're going to pull up a section of plywood and we'll cut out the exhaust, and then on the other end we'll actually put the intake in. So that way it's going to draw air through the room. But in the meantime, he's already got some nice shelves in there, and I don't want to change any of that around. So I came up with the setup, and please let me know what you guys think. Trying to just keep it easy, accessible, that kind of thing. Let me click on over here. We're real high speed, so I broke out old Microsoft Paint. You know what I'm saying? Oop, not it. There we are. Oh no, that's not it. There we are. Okay. So this is gonna hold 72 GPUs on this one shelf. Imagine the black lines are the shelves. So it's got 1, 2, 3 shelves, and they start, the top one is at about 6.5 feet. The next one is about 2.5 feet down, and the bottom one is another, give or take, 2 feet down. So they're kind of staggered. There is room underneath this bottom one, but I don't think I'm going to be putting anything on the floor. I do have more than 72 GPUs currently, but there are more shelves in there. This is what he had cleaned out initially, and this is where I installed my 30 amp plugs. So where this continues down further, I may be able to extend it on down or do something else. I was thinking I could probably slide these rigs tighter together, or slide these boards tighter together, and maybe fit 4 on each shelf. But for now, I'm gonna do 3 riserless boards on each shelf. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then at the bottom 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go with the S37s probably. Those are the 8 card boards that are spaced out a little bit better. And then on the in between the second and third shelf are where my 30 amp plugs already run to. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 30 amp dedicated lines. Each one is its own line. And then there's also a 20 amp 120 volt outlet right there in the middle of these two. So I figured I'd put one of my PDUs here, one of them there. Realistically, I can run almost my whole setup off of those two PDUs. But might as well lighten the load a little bit and put 2 more PDUs down here. That way I can plug everything in and keep everything, safe. If anything, I mean, it doesn't hurt to load it up. I just wouldn't push it over, with the 80% rule. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't have 9 riserless boards right yet. Hold on one second. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 riserless boards. So I'm gonna go proof of concept here, and I'm gonna put 5 of them in there, and then I'll order me some more boards in and fill that out. Once this is full, I still have more cards. Imagine over on this right section, there's a wall that comes off of this, and it runs like this. Here, hold on, let me break out the old paint. So say if this was running this way, this wall is running like this way. Does that make sense? In 3D, it makes sense. So like that. It's not going down, it's coming towards me. So if I'm looking at that wall's coming towards me. There's nothing on this wall, and I think that's where I'm going to stack up my Veta frames on this side. So I'll just be able to plug them straight into that PDU. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Veta frames. They're 6-card frames. So 6 times 4, 24 cards are going to be able to go right there, and I don't have to re-engineer those. I literally just pick them all up, set them all down, plug them in. So we're at 72. What I say? Oh, hold on. Calculator. So we got 72 right there, or we have the 72 available slots plus our 24 on the Veta frames. I got room for 96 cards. Currently, I think I'm at 86. So I'd have 10 free and open slots before I'd have to probably slide these boards closer together or clear off more real estate. So this shelf on this side does extend like this. So there's a wall that comes down, but this is also a shelf. That makes sense. I'm horrible at it, drawing. Bear with me, guys. So that's it. That's a shelf, and this is a shelf down there. Oh, that wall was kind of connected to the wrong one. Okay, but you get the idea. So that's another shelf on that side, and that shelf runs down very, very far to the other end of the room. This room right here is 210 square feet, which is going to pose a problem for trying to move a large amount of air. I have been looking at some of the bigger, like 24 to 36 inch greenhouse style fans with the vents. I don't know exactly what we're gonna go with there, but my brother's fiance's brother, that's a weird one right there. Brother's fiance's brother is into commercial HVAC. I was talking with him a little bit, and he's like, we could do a big fan right on the top of this room. Then we could do big square ducting, like commercial ducting, and up and over and out the side of the building. Luckily, my dad is cool with that as long as I do it and it looks professional and basically doesn't look like it looks here because that's not going to fly. It's got to look legit. Even if there was nothing in there, look legit. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Obviously, I do have more power. So, like, I'm not going to be using all these. I'll probably be using somewhere in the neighborhood of about, I think I'm about 65 amps at 240, give or take, because I'm running some stuff on 120. So I'd be running like, let's say I tap this one at 80%, I tap this one at 80%, and then I tap this one at maybe like 40 to 50%, give or take. I was gonna use this to run like, I think everything runs off 240 now, or it can run off 240. But just in case, I'll use that for like routers and switches, little stuff. Maybe a little light in there because I don't think there's not much of anything. This is just a storage room for the longest time. But I have essentially about 30% untapped on that 30 amp, and then I have a full 80% over here. So in reality, I got a lot of room to grow. I could grow out another. Let's do some old napkin math here. 30 amps times 240 volts times 0.8. That gives us 5,700 watts. And then we'll cut that in half because that other one, I have probably about half usable on that one. So 2,880 plus our 5,700. I'd have about 8,500 watts, and that's keeping everything at 80% load or lower to grow out. That means, realistically, if I could find me like just a straight container full of some 3080 like full hash rate cards. What are those bad boys? Like 250 watts a card? I don't know. We'll round up and we'll say 300. I know they're not burning 300 watts a card, but just for the sake of it, I could expand out another 28 of those, and those are each 100 mega hash a piece. So I could pick up another 2.8 gigahash just with what's in that room, keeping everything safe. By the way, my current setup is just over 3 gigahash. I'm at like 3.1. So, yeah, this is cool. I like this. I was talking to my dad, and he agrees. Like, he's like, if you need more power, that building does have up to 400 amps, so just pay for it, get it run, that kind of thing. So look out for this. I'm gonna be doing videos on the process. I think the first thing, I'm gonna get the PDU set up. I got to run the Ethernet. He does have cable internet out there, so that's not gonna be an issue. But I got to get all the infrastructure in place before I bring any rigs over there, because I want to really, really limit my downtime. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I'd love to hear some critiques. I don't want to go with a bunch of. I was thinking I was going to go with like server cases, but I don't think it makes sense in this setup because it's like a big open room. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where I'm kind of at the moment. What do you guys think? I'm gonna be looking in the comments. I'm gonna be looking for y'all jellyfish down there too. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Much appreciated. And yeah. Bam bam, thank you, ma'am. See you on the next one. Peace.